Okay, come closer. Your clothing brand will fail unless you do these things. Don't say I never told you anything, okay?
You're now listening to Bold Beats. Yeah, that's bold.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just get right into it. But before we do that, I want to say thank you all to each and every person who watched the video, who liked that last video. It really does mean a lot to me, especially getting started off on this YouTube thing. It just really, like I said in the last video, it has just boosted my confidence and made me just want to make and create even more videos. That was the plan anyway, but just seeing just the love and just the outpouring of just comments and stuff, that's what I do it for. I do it to help people. I do it to help people and to make a difference, because that is entirely what this channel is about, and that's what my brand Bold Creations is about. It's about making a difference. And if I can make a difference in at least one person's life, then I'm doing my job. So with that being said, as far as the last video, there were a couple of comments that caught my eye. Thank you to all who commented on the video, showing love and support. There was one particular comment that caught my eye. And so my guy, my girl, whoever you are, this video right here is for you. So I opened up this video saying your clothing brand will fail unless you do this. And this is exactly what this video is about. So building a clothing brand is not easy by any means. I have started here, I've gone here, I'm here, and now I'm here. And really, my past experiences has led me to what I have right now, which is Bold Creations. And like I said, this is not easy by any means. And these are things, that I've learned just from my past experiences that I want to share with you all. And so with starting a clothing brand and knowing the different things to start a clothing brand, I would start with these things here first, because I truly believe that if you do not have these fundamentals, if you do not have these essentials, then your clothing brand is going to fail. And so how I see building a clothing brand is kind of like a house. You have to have many different things, and there are a lot of different pieces that go into the house: the exterior, the interior, the this, the that. But the one thing that you need, the one thing that you have to have this, or else the house is not going to stand, is the foundation. And what I'm bringing to you all right now is going to be the foundation for your clothing brand. Like, of course, you can have the design, you can have your t-shirt, you can have all these other things that lead up to you, saying that you have a clothing brand. You have that idea, but you need the foundation to actually build on that clothing brand, because let's face it, there are a lot of good designs out there, great designs, amazing designs, but there's no purpose behind it. There's no foundation behind it. So these clothing brands are going to, they're going to, survive, and they're going to have these sales and stuff, but it's not going to be long lasting. And what we want to create is long lasting brands, brands that are going to survive the test of times. They're going to survive everything and appeal to whoever you are trying to appeal to. So right now, I'm giving you all the foundation. With all that being said, we're just going to hop into it. So number one is going to be brand identity. And how I see brand identity is, it's going to be your why. Why does your brand exist? That's the basis of it. That's the most simple definition that I can give you. But there's also some other things that go into brand identity as well, too. You like how I say that? Identity. We got to pronounce every single syllable. But yeah, brand identity. That's that country coming out again right there, saying it real quick. But yes, so another way that you can see brand identity is also too, like, what's the personality behind your brand? We all as human beings, we all have different identities. Now, some of y'all fake, some of y'all don't know who you are, but as far as your clothing brand, you do not want your clothing brand to be that. You want to make sure that you can attach your clothing brand to something. So you have your why. Why does your brand exist? And also, too, you want to have a personality behind your brand. For example, my brand, why I exist, is to help boost people's confidence, is to help instill in them and to inspire others to be bold, to be confident, and whatever it is that they're facing, challenges, struggles, whatever. We have to be bold in everything that we do, because we as human beings, we were meant to be bold. So So that is exactly what I want to teach people, because there are a lot of people walking around here that have no confidence in themselves at all. And baby, you were here for a purpose. You have a purpose. So I'm trying to instill in you and let you know that you have that purpose and you can be bold in whatever it is that you're doing. So what is going to be your brand identity? Personality behind your brand too, as well. Are you going to be someone who is serious? Are you going to be someone that's light, that's fun? Are you going to be something that's, a little bit funny? Like, what's the personality behind your brand? For me, my brand, I like to bring a little bit of light into it as well too, because everything doesn't have to be so serious. But at the same time too, I'm trying to teach people and I'm trying to let people understand, like, hey, you are bold. So my whole personality is going to be like a little fun, but also serious as well too. And then we also bring, that swagger with it as well too, because we can't just be bold and being not that confident in the way we dress. So, I'm bringing that swagger as well too. So what is your brand bringing? What personality is your brand bringing? You can figure that out a couple of different ways, because whatever your name is going to be, and like I said, whatever that why is going to be, then I feel like that's where the personality can come in. And also too, who do you want to appeal to? That can also get your personality as well too, because if you want to appeal to a younger audience, maybe your younger audience is a little bit more light, a little bit more fun. And if you want to appeal to an older audience, maybe they are a little bit serious. So with that being said, you kind of have to figure out some other things too, as far as your brand identity. Who's your target audience? Who's going to be those people that are going to be buying your products? What is the message that you want to get across in your brand to figure out that identity? So number one is going to be brand identity. Number two, this is going to be another important one. Actually, all these are important. So let me just scratch that. Number two is going to be values. So what does your brand value? What are going to be your main values of your brand? Now, how I see values is let's say you have a roadmap. And values are going to be the direction that your brand goes in, and your destination is your why, because you always want to make sure that you take it back to your why your brand exists, so you can have a brand, like I said before, that survives the test of time, that is long lasting. So think of your values as the directions. Let's say you're trying to get somewhere and you're looking up your directions. That's going to be your values right there, because it always wants to lead you back. Your values always should lead back to your why. For instance, my brand, Bold Creations, we have a few different values. It's boldness, it's courage, it's confidence, it's inspirational. It's all these different things that lead me back to my why of why I exist, is because I want to help people boost their confidence. So values is very important. Now, there are a few different ways that you can find out what your values are for your brand, but I think the most simplest way is to, if you don't have a list of values already in your head, I would just say to Google just brand values or clothing brand values, and a list should pop up. It'll probably give you a list of company values from like corporate America or whoever, but either way, it's going to give you a list of values. And I would say to narrow that list down, because I'm telling you, it's going to give you a lot of different values. So let's say you have a list of 30. I would say narrow that list down to 10 values, 10 of your most important values. And then you need to narrow that list down a little bit more. I would say from 3 to 5, because you don't want to have too many, because then that's going to get confusing. At least that's going to get confusing for me, and it's just too much. So I would say narrow that list down to 3 to 5 values that you definitely want to follow within your brand. Now that we have brand identity, we have values. Number 3 is going to be establishing authority. Let me tell you what I mean by establishing authority. I'm gonna give you an illustration right here. So I know you know that song, Not Like Us. I know you know that song. I know you've been playing it. I've been playing it too. I know you've been playing it. But about that song, or in that song, I should say, my boy Kendrick say, sometimes you gotta pop off and show. Okay? What I'm telling you right now is sometimes you got to pop off and show these people what you are about, what you talking about. Okay. So establishing authority means I'm in this space. This is what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. And this is how I am presenting my brand to you. You can present your brand in many different ways. You can be the face of your brand. You can have a faceless brand. There is no face for your brand. You can have somebody else be the face of your brand. You can do so many different things to present your brand, but whichever way that you want to present your brand, make sure you are establishing that authority, because you are in a space with so many people. This entire space of clothing brand is filled with so many different things. But you know what? One thing is, I see a lot of brands out here, they don't have that confidence. They don't have that confidence. They don't have that boldness. You see what I'm saying? They're not bold. Okay.
This message and hat is brought to you by Bold Creations. Be bold, be you. And now back to your YouTube video.
So you have to present yourself in a way that's confident, that's bold. But not only that, you also have to know what you're talking about too, because people can sense when you don't know what you're talking about. People can spot a fake. People can spot a fake from a mile away, at least real people anyway. And I know I can. When I'm in this space, I make sure I know what I'm talking about. I make sure that I have past experiences, because that's how you learn and that's how you grow. Whatever you want to present your brand, however you want to present your brand, make sure that you are establishing authority, because when you establish authority in your space, people are going to listen. People will respect you. But of course, you have to do it in a right way. You have to do it in a humbling way. You have to do it in a respectful way. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be saying, I know what I'm talking about because da 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 da. No, that's wrong. You can't do that. You can't do that at all. You have to make sure that you are creating a safe space for people to make sure that they can listen to you, because establishing authority comes with responsibility as well too. You all need to remember that. Establishing authority in whatever space that you want to break out in, it comes with a huge responsibility, and you have to make sure that you are the person to be able to handle that. So like I said, if you want to be the face of your brand, do that. For example, I am the face of Bold Creations, and it's not because, I'm just, I'm this, I'm that. No, it's not. It's not because of that at all. It's because I've been given many talents and I've been given many gifts, and I feel like I can be the face of this brand right now. Now, further on down the line, maybe I'll change that. I'll sit in the background, because of course there are going to be more responsibilities that I will have. But for right now, I'm the face of the brand, and I'm going to tell you about the brand that I created. And then of course I'm going to bring in other people too. But right now, since it's a small brand and I'm just getting started, I want to be the face of the brand. Now for you, you could be like, I don't like talking in front of a camera. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So I want to bring somebody else in. Whatever it is that you do, just make sure that you do it. You do it with confidence. You do it with boldness. You do it with authority. And that is what establishing authority is. And also too, when you establish that authority, you can also change it up too. If you feel like right now, okay, I want this to be a faceless brand, and maybe on down the line, once you have garnered that attention for that particular time, and you want to come in and you want to be the face, you can do that. You can always change things up. But for right now, when you're starting your brand, whatever you decide to choose, whether you want to be the face, faceless, or bring in another face, or however you want to present your brand, make sure that you're sticking with that, and that you're confident in that, and that you're bold in that. And again, establishing that authority. Okay, number 4. This is a big one too. Like all of them are big. All of them big. All of them big. Okay, but this is a big one. Okay, be authentic. Let me say that again. Be authentic. Do you know it is so hard for people to be their true selves? It is so hard. That's probably one of the hardest things in this life, is being your true, authentic self. And I'm not shaming anybody for that, because I have been there. It took me years to figure out who I am as a person, because I wanted to adopt so many different personalities that I thought were me, but it really wasn't me. It really wasn't me. And it took me years to figure out who I was as a person. Again, which is why I started Bold Creations, because I want to let people know you can be your true, authentic self without any judgment. You can be bold in that, because the right people are going to come to you. So with that, that's another story for another day. We'll get into that. But as far as your clothing brand, be authentic to whatever it is that you want your clothing brand to be. Be authentic to you in the way that you present your brand. Because like I said earlier, real people, real customers, real anybody, they can spot a fake from a mile away. I know you know some fake people, because I know some fake people. I've interacted with some fake people. I've had some experience with some fake people. And at first, it kind of just, I didn't realize it at first. But then when you start being around somebody and you start noticing them a little bit, and then you start, taking some mental notes, that is going to come across. It's going to come across every single time. So with your clothing brand, you need to be authentic in whoever and whatever it is that you're doing, because you don't want to be one of these clothing brands out here and people notice that, okay, no, I'm not getting a good vibe. People pick up on energy, people pick up on vibes. And so I want to make sure that you are being authentic. And there are different ways that you can bring that authenticity out. It goes back also to number 2, your values. What are your values? Because if you know your values, you can live by those values, which will help you be authentic to yourself. I know you've heard it before. You cannot appeal to every single person, because if you appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one, okay? If you appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one. The right people will come. You just have to narrow down what you're trying to do, and you have to know what you're trying to do, going back to establishing authority and also brand identity, and the right people will come. And then once you put all that together and you put that authenticity together, you put whatever you're trying to, however you're trying to come across, it's all going to come together, and you will pull in the right people for your brand. And guess what? Those people will keep coming back. They'll keep coming back. They'll keep coming back because they know who you are. They know the real you. So be authentic. Be your true self. Be your true self in your brand, and make sure that you're expressing that when you decide to come out. So let's go back through. Do y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Yo, it is cicadas all around. I'm in Tennessee. It's cicadas everywhere. I'm even afraid to go outside. I'm sorry. I just had a little meltdown. I'm sorry. Okay. Back to the video. Okay. So let's go back over everything that you need for your clothing brand so it doesn't fail. Okay. Number 1 is brand identity. What's your why? What's the personality behind your brand? Number 2 is going to be values. What does your brand live by? What does your brand stand by and go for? Number 3 is going to be establishing authority. How do you want to present your brand? Do you want to be the face? Do you want to be faceless? Bringing somebody else to be the face? But either way, how do you want to present your brand, and how can you be confident in that presentation? Number 4 is going to be being authentic, making sure that you don't come across as fake. In simpler terms, that you don't come across as fake to your audience, to whoever that you're trying to target, whoever that you're trying to appeal to. Make sure that you're being bold in your authentic self. Make sure that you are being confident. Just make sure that you're doing all these things, because all these things add up, and all these things add up to a successful clothing brand. Again, this is like a house. This is the foundation right now. Look, okay? I know you want to get to that. I know you want to get to that design. I know you want to get to that selling, but you have to have these essential things first before you can get to that. And this is probably going to take some baby steps, especially if you want a long-lasting brand. This took baby steps for me, and we're getting there. We are getting there. Man, for real, in this video, we dropped some gems. Like, we dropped some gems. So I need y'all to pick them up, okay? I need you to pick them up, and I need you to use them, okay? And tell me that you're using them. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe to your girl's channel or something, because we dropping gems. Shoot, I might as well call this channel Life of Gems, you feel me? Like, because these are straight gems. No, I'm just playing. But for real though, again, thank you to each and every person who has subscribed so far, who has liked the video, who is watching the video. I'm probably not gonna stop telling you thank you, so just get used to it. I'm living a life of gratitude, as you should too. That's another thing. Live a life of gratitude. And I'm very thankful for everything and anything. If you're trying to make a difference like I am, like just let me know. I have some other stuff coming up. I was in my parents' hometown last week, and I was working on the website completely because I had to get my car fixed. I was working on the website. The website looks good, but I'm gonna get some more pictures, put that on the website. I'm gonna show y'all that process too. That was a lot, but I'm glad I just had that week to kind of just, recharge, because that entire week was just website producing, developing, and things like that. And then, of course, I'll continue to take you all on the journey with me. We have some more things to do. We have some products coming in, hopefully in the next 2 days. So I'm going to get to work on that this week. Of course, I'm going to show y'all that process. And so just keep continuing to join this journey with me. This is a journey that we're all on together, and thank you all for just joining me and trusting me. And yeah, we just gonna keep it going. Bold Creations. Be bold. Be you.